and welcome back to another episode of Car Rides with Katie. It is really, I'm filming this the day after the other episode came out because it is ultimate cheesy garlic bread time.
Guess who's back? Back again. Cheesy's back. Tell a friend.
So, while we're in this kind of like first go at it, and some of you have been around for the ultimate cheesy garlic bread that happened last year, and some of you have been like, this will be your first kind of crack at it. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and go to Kentucky today. It is 9 in the morning on a Friday. And we're gonna just take a look at how we're doing, especially with the new build, which is the steak that has some particularities about it that we wanna make sure that we're knocking out of the park every time. But I'm super stoked to have you guys come with me. I'm gonna get a coffee and start this drive. So I will see you guys in my car. Hi guys, so we are back in the car. I'm back from getting a couple of the ultimate cheesy garlic bread steak sandwiches, and I wanted to go over some of our wins and our opportunities for this one. So let's get started. Store number one, really clean store. Your POP was up, and for store number one and store number two, so I'll re-hit this, your chip game was on point, like fantastically on point. Just really well organized, and it was nice, and I was able to get the ultimate cheesy garlic bread at all three of the stores. So POP was up, we were ready to rock and roll. Store number two, like I said, again, chip gods. Y'all's chips looked really nice, and it was something that I noticed and really appreciated. The other thing too is your store was also really clean, and you knew a lot of the recommendations that came with the ultimate cheesy garlic bread. I felt like I was definitely getting what was being recommended with that product, including the Italian bread, including the right amount of butter, garlic spread, butter garlic spread, and also the mozzarella cheese. So thank you for that. Store number three, your wins. You had a beautiful greeting. You greeted me with a smile. You greeted me with a hello. I instantly felt comfortable, and I was ready to ask for the ultimate cheesy garlic bread, which has only been honestly running for a few days as I'm filming this. So, the thing that I appreciated the most about this was actually, so this sandwich took a little bit longer to make, but that was because there was training happening on the line. It affected the timing by just like a couple of seconds, but the real thing is I felt like you cared, being a guest and being like, oh, they're double checking what goes on this just to make sure that like I get what I'm supposed to get, which I really, really appreciate. So, beautiful greeting. Really appreciated the dedication to the build, and also the training that was happening on the line, which is kind of how these brand new products with complicated builds need to shake out in the store, you know? So let's go on to some opportunities. For the opportunities in this section, I actually want to just go over some really I actually want to go over some just really base builds when it comes to the ultimate cheesy garlic bread, and then also with specifically the ultimate steak, which is new for this window. So remember, in our area, we really stress to keep a Parmesan shaker near the point of order, because the Parmesan cheese actually does go on the build as a recommendation and happens before you toast it. So it just makes it a little bit easier if you have one both at the point of order and one near your sauces, if you have that available. The other thing, garlic butter spread. This spread's way easier than our first hit with the ultimate garlic bread. But with that being said, we have to make sure that we're portioning it right. So we need to be able to have it essentially, It is 1 black scoop for a 6-inch, 2 black scoops for a foot long, spread evenly on both sides for both of those. And then with the mozzarella, it is 1 green scoop of mozzarella for a 6-inch that's spread on both sides, and 2 green scoops that are spread on both sides for a foot long. So make sure that we have that Parmesan, we have the correct amount of butter, and we also have, well, the correct amount of garlic spread, and we also have the correct amount of mozzarella cheese before it goes into the toaster oven. The other really important thing to know is with the Ultimate Steak, we actually end up toasting this product twice. And that was something that wasn't maybe as consistent. And I think it's because it's just definitely a change, right? So make sure that you heat it on that steak and strips, depending on, 6-inch, 12-inch. And that you also then put it back in with the cheesy garlic bread for that Ultimate garlic bread toast. So the last thing that kind of our area recommends, and something that maybe you guys would find helpful, is when it comes to a foot long with the steak, is actually taking 2 of the heating trays and splitting the vegetables and the steaks into that. So that way when you flip it over, after toasting it twice, it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. And that just ensures that you have an even distribution of steak and vegetables. This is a really great product, but it is a tough build, and we know that. So knowledge is power. Don't be afraid to review these things with our teams, because it's just going to make it better. And honestly, I've really appreciated the reviewing happening on the line. It was organic. It felt right. I felt like you cared. It was not me tapping my foot impatiently. So make sure that we're kind of, preparing our teams the best we can to kick butt on this window and really make a great Ultimate cheesy garlic bread happen. I wanted to make sure that I filmed this right away so that way we could get these base training things out and you guys could be armed and ready to go for all the way through this window. The last thing that I wanted to go ahead and say is if you are part of the Indiana, Ohio, or Kentucky region that S&H Developments touches, we have a training video that is specific to our area called Tips, Tricks, and Takeaways. You can always reach out to your consultant or your franchisee/owner in order to get that, so that way you and your team can review some of these little nuances. And it's really built so that way you guys get the builds, you guys understand it, we're going through it, and it just is something that also gives you tips to handle it on the line. So, overall, it was a pleasure being in Kentucky, and this is a brand new window, and it's so exciting to see POP up and people ready to go, and lines that are getting ready for this too. So overall, let's just make sure that we go back, we review these things with our teams, so that way knowledge is power and they're ready to tackle this great window. I will see you on the next Car Rides with Katie, and thank you to all of the stores that I hit today. And I will be in Indiana, Ohio, or Kentucky next, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, but I'm sure it's going to be good. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Bye!